are heading back to Kearney Mesa. It's revving at 2,600 RPMs, 75 miles an hour, which is actually pretty good. I mean, it's fairly relaxed. You don't hear the engine buzzing. You can actually have a conversation. Wind noise is another thing that's very surprising. It's actually pretty quiet for a small car. I mean, if you've driven a Mini, if you've driven the Smart or the Fiat, it's not exactly the quietest car out there in terms of outside noise. Here we go, sharp turn, 40 miles an hour. VSC doesn't kick in. Again, it's a very neutral handling car. It doesn't push, doesn't understeer. If you're wondering, why is this guy talking about understeer, oversteer, neutral? Again, I mean, these are certain things that most people probably won't even notice in the car. But, again, like I said, here's another hill. Pulled up in the Sonata. I mean, probably the Sonata wasn't getting on the gas, but it's a reference point to see, is the car able to pull up into a reference object in a fairly quick amount of time, and it does. No issues whatsoever. So for the people that are concerned about the power, the power to weight ratio would be comparable to a Corolla or a Civic or a Scion XD. Even it's a 1.3, it's not like we put the 1.3 in a Corolla. This car weighs 2,100 pounds. The Corolla weighs about 2,600 pounds. So it's not as gutless as a lot of people think it's going to be. Another surprise is the amount of room there is for the rear seat passengers. We've had a lot of people, employees, customers, sit in the back seat. As long as the person sitting in the back is 5'8" or less, you're going to be fine. If the person sitting in the front is 6 feet even, or 6'2", we had a person sit in the front that was 6'2", slid the front passenger seat as close as they could, still had 3 inches of knee room from the dash, and then we were able to fit a guy who was 5'8" in the back seat. I mean, is it something that you're going to have someone sit back there for 2 hours, 3 hours? No. But a half an hour commute, you know, for sitting in the back, it's fine. But I think most of the people that are going to get this car, it's going to be a roundabout commuter type car, 1 person in the car, maybe 2. But it's a plus to have, to be able to fit a full-size adult in the 3rd seat. The +1, I mean, even a small child, it would still be a pinch back there. So in reality, it's a 3-seater. And it may be like a place for a briefcase or a bag and behind the driver. The last test we're going to do is a turning radius, which we've made a few videos. The turning radius is phenomenal in the car. I mean, it really is. It kind of reminds me of the 1st gen Prius when we were able to turn on a dime. So we're going to try that out.